Hi, I'm Sarah and welcome back to Sarah's Craft Corner. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a gorgeous seamless braided headband. With this pattern we can change up how it looks depending on whether we want to what yarn and needle size we use. So it's extremely versatile. If you want a gorgeous winter headband to help keep you warm, a nice thick yarn with a large needle size will give you a beautiful headband. If you want something for everyday wear, a nice thin yarn with a small needle size will allow you to create a really beautiful seamless headband. Today I'm going to be showing you and demonstrating using our winter pattern, so it's with a thick yarn and a thick needle. So without further ado, let's get right into it. To make this seamless braided headband, we're going to need a few things. First, you'll need your yarn. I'm using Lion Brand Hometown USA in Key Largo tweed. The pattern uses about 1 skein. We'll also need a US size 11 knitting needle, a cable needle, a tapestry needle, and a crochet hook, scrap yarn, and a pair of scissors. I also like to have a set of double pointed needles in the same size for grafting. It's not necessary, but it's nice to have. First, using our crochet hook, scrap yarn, and 1 knitting needle, we're going to do a provisional cast on of 15 stitches. If you need help doing a provisional cast on, I included both video and written instructions on how to do a provisional cast on in the description box below. Once we have our provisional cast on, time to start our pattern. For the first row, we're going to knit the whole row. These stitches won't matter once we take our provisional cast on out, so it's easier to just knit the row. Our repeating pattern is going to start on row 2, which is the wrong side for this headband. For row 2, we're going to knit 3 stitches, then purl 9 stitches, then knit the last 3 stitches. This gives us 2 garter on each edge, our purl, and our cable knits. Row 3 is going to be the first cable of our braid, so we're going to start with knit 2 for our garter, then purl 1. Then we're going to take our cable needle, slide the next 3 stitches onto the cable needle, and hold them in the front of our work. This will create a left-leaning cable. Then knit the next 3 stitches. After that, we're going to take the 3 stitches on our cable needle and slide them back onto our knitting needle and knit those stitches. Be careful not to twist the stitches as you put them back on. Then we're going to knit the next 3 stitches, purl the next stitch, and knit the last 2. If you need help with cabling, I've linked written and video instructions on how to cable. For row 4, we're going to repeat row 2, knitting 3 stitches, purling 9, and knitting the last 3 stitches. For row 5, we're going to knit our garter, purl our purls, and knit our cables. So we knit 2, purl 1, knit 9, purl 1, and knit 2. For row 6, we repeat row 2, knitting 3, purling 9, and knitting 3. Row 7 is our second cable on the braid. Once again, we're going to start with knitting the first 2 stitches, then purling 1. This time, we're going to knit the first 3, then slide the next 3 onto the cable needle and hold it in the back of our work. This will create a right-leaning cable. We'll knit the next 3 stitches, then slide our stitches on the cable needle back onto our needles. Then we purl our purl stitch and knit the last 2 stitches. For row 8, we're going to repeat row 2 again. Knit 3, purl 9, knit 3. Row 9 is going to be a repeat of row 5. Knitting 2, purling 1, knitting 9, purling 1, and then knitting 2. This is our pattern repeat. We'll repeat rows 2 through 9 until we get the length we need for our headband, about 1 inch smaller than the circumference of the head. That way, it's a little snug but still fits without sliding off. You want to end your pattern repeats on row 8, as we'll be grafting for row 9. Once you have the headband to length, ending on row 8, we're going to graft our headband together. You'll want to cut the working yarn about 4 times the width of the headband, so we have enough to graft with. Then, we're going to remove the provisional cast on. Taking one of the double-pointed needles, we're going to place our stitches back onto the needle. You want to make sure you're going in and out in the same direction, and be mindful that you don't drop stitches, especially around the cable. Once we have all of our stitches from the cast-on side of the needle, we're going to be grafting in pattern. I won't go over too much how to graft in pattern here, but I linked both written and video instructions on how to graft in pattern in the description box. Because our pattern repeats start on the wrong side of the pattern, we're going to put our 2 right sides together with our working needle and yarn being held in the back needle. Using the tapestry needle, graft the last row in pattern, grafting 2 garter stitches, 1 knit stitch, 9 purl stitches, 1 knit stitch, and finish with 2 garter stitches. Tighten the stitches as you go to match the gauge of the rest of the headband. When all the stitches are grafted together, weave in the loose ends to finish. And that's the seamless braided headband. If you'd like a copy of our written pattern or our pattern charts, please visit the link below. It'll bring you to our website where you can download this pattern for free. If you enjoyed this video and would like to make sure you keep updated on further content, including knitting patterns, crochet patterns, techniques, and vlogs, please make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye!